right, welcome to today's welcome everybody. Welcome to this episode on Laid Back the Atorazinga podcast. And today we'll be talking about likability and respect. Which one would you rather go for? Would you rather be likable, or would you rather people respect you and not necessarily like you? So to talk about this today with me, I have Nwike. Hello, Nwike.
Hi, Arinza.
Yeah. Do you want me to introduce you as a doctor? Do you want me to introduce you as a Liverpool fan? Choose one.
Introduce me as your friend. Full stop.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I've known Wike for since secondary school days. So, and most of the time, every time we have a chat on Twitter, we end up talking about about respect. So I think this is the best time for us to actually have this conversation. So, What do you think? Would you rather people respect you and not necessarily like you, or would you rather people like you and not necessarily respect you?
Well, I mean, if I have to be boxed into a corner to choose one, I would most definitely choose respect.
Any reason for that?
I mean, respect gives you an edge. I think there are advantages and disadvantages of both, but in the long run, respect is the more profitable one.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I really think so, because for people to respect you, that means you've put up a front worth respecting.
Mm-hmm.
So people look at you and say, okay, you probably put up boundaries, you've probably done things to show that you deserve respect.
Okay.
On the other hand,
Yeah.
to be likable means basically doing other people's bidding just to appear likable, per se. And for people that want to be likable, more often than not, you have to be subservient to the person that is liking you. So I think those are just the differences.
True. But you said in the long run, respect is more profitable.
Yeah.
Now that brings me to my next question. I've noticed people who are likable, they end up getting a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, that was where I was going to with.
Because if they get a lot of opportunities in the long run, don't you think they'll be better than people who are actually respected? Because you could respect somebody and not give them opportunities, but if you like somebody, you give them opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. I said both aspects have advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be likable, you have to put yourself out there. You have to do the bidding of others. You have to be subservient. You have to be a loyalist and all.
Make them laugh.
Yeah, make them laugh. And really, what that does for you is that I think it creates this dynamic that, okay, the person that is going to like you has to maintain that likeness, per se, with opportunities. If someone is subservient to you and you want to maintain that, you give them, okay, you can take this favor, you can take this opportunity.
Yeah.
So I think for someone that wants to be likable, they actually have more opportunities and they get given. But I really think the likable person gets fed crumbs. It's the motivation for those perks, the opportunities is more often than not to maintain that loyalist nature. Yeah. But on the other hand, the guy that wants to be respected, has set boundaries, knows so the person already knows that, okay, you can't do this with this guy. The person gets admired more, even though they may not volunteer that information. But when I said in the long run, because when the real opportunity comes, that is not like a crumb, it's not like something to maintain the existing likable relationship. When it drops, and you really need someone to do an actual job, be the person for you, get things done, I think the person that has respect gets of the opportunity at that time.
Yes.
So, sorry, you're going to say something.
No, you said the person that has respect gets nominated for that job.
Yeah, for that job, because they basically have you know what you're getting with the person. You know that, okay, this person will not go and become subservient to another person. This person, you know exactly that this person has rules. This is what you're expecting.
Yeah.
So they get ticked for that kind of role, and mostly those are the juicy roles. Even though some people may argue that you had better be taking the opportunities, the crumbs, and remain a loyalist than be respected, basically.
Yeah, but okay, if we link this thing to politics, because life is all about politics anyway. If you think about it, life is all about politics. Everybody's trying to politicize, being diplomatic. They will be in people's good books, no matter how, just to get opportunities. We know that everybody wants to go forward in life. Then, if you bring politics into the picture, haven't you noticed that people who are upcoming politicians, they end up being so subservient to their to people in their party? Not necessarily because they want to. It's not because they are hoping that they'll get opportunities and they'll get nominated for maybe councillorship or something. Then from there they'll start growing. Do you see what I mean? They don't in politics. I doubt if anybody goes for respect in politics.
Again, I don't think lines can be. It has to be like or respect. Again, it depends on who likes you and who respects you. There's a way you can maintain respect and still be likable. I don't know if I make sense with that. Yeah, but yes, in politics, I mean, you have to be, more often than not in Nigeria, you have to be a loyalist at least.
A sycophant, not even loyalist.
Exactly. To get to the place where you want to be. And I mean, is that not what brings up the issue of godfatherism? Because you eventually become a loyalist, but even when you have the power, you are still a loyalist. And you don't have, even though you have the power, you don't have real power, because what even brought you there in the first place is being subservient. And clearly we have a lot of examples about people that you can tell someone in political office that is subservient, and one that's clear out of the and one that doesn't have like a loyalist kind of
behavior.
Behavior, because
I agree. For example, I'm from Enugu, and if you look at our current governor, you can tell he's a realist. You don't need anybody to tell you that.
I mean, if we are going to give an example, I think we can start with Governor Sanwo. Clear loyalist, as is everybody before him. And you can if you compare him with like someone like P2B, that I mean, you can't really say, oh, this is the person's godfather. this is the person is being loyal to us. I mean, you can clearly see that one is respected and one is liked by the people he's loyal to, which is another difference between someone that is respected and someone that is likable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are respected, you are respected by most people. I mean, the trait is there. Everybody can see it. Everybody knows what you are. But the loyalist is more often only liked by those they are loyal to.
True.
So, very clear.
True. You have a point there, because being likable, okay, if I will use myself as an example, I think being likable is something I found so easy, at least as a young person.
Mm-hmm.
I realized people always come around you for so many things, different reasons. Even as small as we were, even in primary school, you realize that somebody is actually around you just to copy you. It's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the person actually likes you. So even as a kid, we knew there's a reason why we attached to this particular person or not.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment you draw a line or create a boundary and say, okay, do you know what? I've been telling this person, I've been showing this person my answer. Now, I don't want to show you anymore. If you create an enmity between you and the person for a little bit, but the person will respect you.
Yeah, of course, the person will respect you because, but because you're not the cash cow, or you're not the person they used to know, they may actually leave you for someone else.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, do you want to be likable just because you are meeting a need for someone?
The person is using you.
And the person is using you all through, or do you want to be respected because you can stand up for yourself?
Yeah. But standing up for yourself, just like you mentioned, is something a lot of people struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is something I've ever struggled with in my life. Even as small as I was, I just don't like. I feel it's easy. I think I'm tolerant, to be honest, and I always give people 3 chances to do anything, because nobody's perfect. That's you being tolerant, but there are certain things you can't take, and I realize that if you do not say anything, you end up resenting the person because you're not pissed off. It's better for you to actually have a conversation with the person and tell the person, you see this thing you just did, don't do it again. Because at that point, you're already pissed off. And human nature, the way we are, once someone tells us, sits us down, tell us, hey, Nwike, I don't like the way you say this thing, the way you do this, the way you do that, our first reaction is to be defensive.
Mm-hmm.
We get defensive and say, no, you didn't do that, I did. But deep down, instead of, I know it's normal, that's fine. But if you actually sit down later to reflect and think about it, you realize that maybe the person wasn't lying, but we try to be defensive and gaslight the other person to feel he or she is the evil one. And then so that we feel good about ourselves. But I talk to a lot of young people. I've lectured people, and I realize this is something a lot of people struggle with. They don't know how to confront others, even though they are unhappy. They can't confront others you don't have to go around being I don't think you should be aggressive towards anybody, but you see what I mean. But if, for example, let's say there's an opportunity here, there's 1 million naira to be shared here, and everybody here gets 15,000 naira, and you get 5,000 naira. If you do not say anything, that thing will continue. They will keep giving you 5,000 naira.
I mean, clearly, I think it's really human nature. I mean, it's I think it's even the basis of any relationship you get into. People will push you until you establish an elastic point, a point where you can no longer take it. And if you're not careful, they will draw a line there. And by that I mean, okay, imagine that everybody, just using your example, everybody gets 15k out of the million naira,
and they give you 5k.
Yeah. And they give you 5k. No, okay, let's say they give you 10k and you say nothing, and they give you 5k. and you revolt, they will say, okay, we can do better. They'll give you 7K, and you probably would be okay with it because that is the line you've drawn for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's, for me, it's very important that you create that boundary early enough. That's that break point where you say, oh, well, everybody's getting 15, I get 15 as well. And everybody knows, okay, this person
doesn't take nonsense.
Yeah, this one doesn't take nonsense. So you can't let people define your break point, because I think it's human nature.
Yeah.
I mean, if some people will push you until you react.
Yeah.
And if you react, that is that point for them.
It become the evil one when you react. But you know this thing you just said. I remember after uni, I think there was this deal I did. So everybody wanted to. It was a short-term contract, and everybody so we went to the boss. The person who was supposed to be our manager told us the boss didn't create any avenue or money for this thing to for the work. The kind of bender I am, I'm never scared to actually walk up to anybody. So I went there and with another person, and we got this man to actually sign to say, if we do this job good, we're going to get like 2 million. This is what I mean. When we now got the money, the manager, who did not stand off us, took the money and took, like, for example, and took 40% of the 2 million. And everybody was just there, Momo, they didn't say anything. I couldn't take it. I told the man, nah, this will never, as long as I'm here, you will not take this money, because I actually walked up to this man to get the money. You see what I mean? You did not do. Then why do you want to take 40%?
Yeah, I mean, it's again, it's basic human nature. I mean, if you had not said anything,
no,
he would share. He would take the money amidst the murmuring and the.
No.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
No, but do you know the funny thing? This is where it gets tricky, because this is Nigeria we're talking about. All the people that were supposed to be behind me, they all left me. I was now standing alone. So the man ended up taking the money because it was like me against the world. Listen to this story. Then, but I couldn't hide this. I couldn't hide my disgust and anger. I just couldn't hide it. Like, it didn't make it. Why would you take the money? I actually struggled to get this money. Why would you take it? So, but I realized the following day, the man didn't care about other people, but he called me aside. Because I came there that day and I told him I'm not doing anything. Like, no matter what you do, I'm not putting my hand in anything they're doing today. Like, it was like a strike. I know they do. So the man called me aside and told me that he's sorry, that he thinks I'm angry. He even bought me pepper soup and beer. Do you know the funny thing now? You have a point. Do you know the next time a deal came, he gave me, like, assuming if other people were supposed to get 50K, he gave me 200K.
It's something I've noticed. That's why when you said, I understand when you say you give people 3 chances. Personally, I give you 1 chance. If you mess it up, I draw a line there.
Yeah.
Then I keep you at arm's length. I mean, I can't give anybody 3 opportunities to ride me. I mean, that's even too much.
No, not riding you per se. I think when I say people misunderstand what I mean. Let's say I call you now. Do a favor for me. Yeah? You do the favor for me. That first time you don't write me off. You see what I mean? You feel like you're doing me a favor. But if I call you repeatedly 3 times to do a favor for me, that's when you click in your head, this guy is just trying to use me. Then you draw a line and tell the person, don't try it again. You see, this is what I mean. I'm not saying if somebody slaps you or allow the person to slap you 3. No. I'm just saying, like, certain behavior. For example, I just give you an example. If, for example, if someone asks you for I just give an example. If someone, no, in your head, if the person is your friend, you don't go see him as big deal. You help the person. But if the person is now calling you repeatedly just to ask for a favor, you get annoyed.
Yeah.
And if you don't draw that line after the 3rd time, at the 2nd or 3rd time, You're not giving the person leeway to ride you anyhow. But you cannot draw a line just the first time. Do you see my point? It makes no sense.
Yeah, of course.
But so
I understand what you're saying now.
No, different context. It doesn't. I don't. How would that? Why would anybody slap you? Is they mad? So you would allow anybody to slap you 3 times before you? No. But there are certain things someone would do. For example, okay, for example, let's say you reach out to me all the time.
Yeah, I mean, everybody deserves that. I get what you mean. Everybody deserves benefit of doubt.
Exactly. Let me give you an example. Let's say you reach out to me. You call me today, and I will not return your call till 72 hours later. And I do it to you 3 times. Talk through. How would you feel?
Of course, I'll feel bad.
Exactly, but the very first time you will not react because you might think, okay, Nwike is working, he's busy. This is what I mean. You will see that everything. But if I do it 2 times or 3 times, it's a pattern. This is my point now.
Yeah, I understand.
Then you'll be like, why should I even go to the length of actually bothering myself to actually start a chat with this? This is what I mean. You won't bother. But I don't expect I think anybody who just reacts the first time has a lot of emotional control to work on, because you don't react the first time. You just give people chance to understand whether this person is doing this thing deliberately or not. This is what I mean.
Yeah,
but once you see 2 times, third time or more, it's deliberate. Cut it off. Cut it out immediately.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone deserves benefit of doubt. I mean, I'm even sometimes I find myself, even making excuse for the person.
Exactly.
The first time, the second time. Well, I mean, it can't be repeated. I totally understand what you mean now. Yeah.
Exactly. But I've seen people. Somebody will do something to them repeatedly. They still can't draw the line. And in my head, okay, I've had friends, females. I think females are more scared than men to actually confront people. I think you see them like maybe this person is just using them because the person knows, she's so nice, she's so kind, so the person is just using them. You see what I mean? They tell them when the person calls you next and just say no. And I realize most people can't say no. I don't understand why. Because yes, you want the person to like you, but the person is riding on that fact that you want to be liked. You need that validation, and the person is now using you.
I think it's people's, I mean, for someone like that, I think it's how you rate yourself, basically. I mean,
we're saying the same thing, because if you rate yourself highly, you wouldn't be so keen on external validation.
Yeah, of course. I mean, a lot of people thrive on external validation, and it's something that if you remove from them, they will shrink.
True.
I mean, so at some point, you should actually get help for yourself. That's why most times I tell people you need to know yourself first. I mean, know yourself, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, be confident in who you are.
Yeah.
Before, I mean,
anyone
if
else.
if you're not confident in who you are, then you would need some validation from outside to even measure up.
No, but you know the funny thing, we all need validation. That's the funny thing. We are humans. I get that. If we do not need validation, why do we tweet? Why do we post pictures? Because if I do not like your picture or I do not like your tweet, I say it doesn't mean that it is. Some people, if they do not like that, they feel like the world is crumbling on them. But there are people, even if you don't like that tweet, it doesn't change the way they see themselves, but they still want that validation. As somebody will say, like for example, if you tweet Liverpool is the best club in the world, you would expect other Liverpool fans to say, yeah. It doesn't mean that without that validation you won't leave. But it's just human nature. You want other people to tell you, yes, Liverpool is the best club. This is what I mean. It's normal. Yeah. But it becomes a problem when it becomes chronic, that you can't leave. You post selfies all the time. You know this thing. If I say it down, but you know this thing where people say is liberation. Women posting their bodies on the internet. I don't know if anybody has told them that, but anytime I see anybody doing that, I can tell the person has self-esteem issues. Because trust me, it is not confidence. But I don't know if they can link the two, because think about it. If you are really, really, really secure, you don't need validation in yourself, like validation from people all the time, why would you want to post semi-nude or nude pictures of yourself all the time? Think about it.
I mean, it's all for the likes and the
Exactly. Then you have a lot of people in your DM or your messages telling you, oh, you're great. Think about it. But if you know you are secure in yourself, you could just post picture of you just having fun. It doesn't even have to do anything with your body. This is what I mean. It's just you. You just post a picture. Sometimes you don't even need to post a picture of yourself, but you know you are good.
Yeah, I mean, I think first of all you need to like yourself. I mean, like
100%.
Like who you are, like what you stand for. Make up your mind about certain things about yourself, where you stand on certain issues. Have a think through about issues, and know that okay, you are actually confident in yourself. Because I mean, if you go out there and you are needing all of that to even, I mean, it's
survive.
I mean, it's what at some point you won't get all of that. I mean, it's a passing phase.
No, because if you need that all the time, you are actually making yourself susceptible to people manipulating you. You don't need it.
Again, sometimes when people do things and be like, oh, okay, people are in my DM because you posted one picture. I mean, yeah, people should be in your DM, but your life can't be your self-esteem can't be centered on that. I mean, you should know what you are worth, whether you post a picture or not, whether you're out there or not. Yeah, but again,
but you know, there are certain things I talk to people, a lot of Nigerian men, and you see, okay, for example, this links to being self-respect, and likability. Maybe when we are younger, when we are 20, 21, some of us didn't know. Like, just imagine, okay, for example, you are talking to a girl, you're chasing a girl, the girl is not responding, and you keep chasing and chasing. I don't understand why you would do that, honestly. But I realized then, so people, then when we were younger, some of my friends used to tell me I'm too proud. But now I'm grown up, I realize it's not pride. Why would you are talking to somebody, the person not responding, but you keep saying, okay, you know what, let me pay. Do you see what I mean? It makes no sense to me. To me, you actually insulting yourself. That's how I see it. But now that I'm grown, I realize I was actually right. But a lot of people are making me feel like it's pride. But think about it. If I'm talking to you and if you're talking to me and I don't ever reply, why would you continue to talk to me?
I mean, it's that thing about respecting yourself again. I mean, it's about that thing about setting boundaries of respect for yourself again. Because I mean, if you realize that, okay, like for example, the girl you're talking to, you are in it as much as she is in it, and you know that, okay, if there's an issue, it's down to both of you to talk about it and resolve it.
Yeah.
And you've made genuine efforts to reach out to resolve it, and you've been trying, and there's no response. I mean,
let the person be.
Yeah, I mean, if you respect yourself enough, you know that, okay, I mean, I've done what I can. I've done the genuine thing I can. If she wants it as much as I do, then she would come.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's that thing about respect and setting boundaries of respect for yourself. Because I mean, if you let that fly, then just know that tomorrow, if there's an issue, she would magnify that same thing she did until you are able to tell yourself, oh, okay, this is where I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
You get where I'm going. So if she knows that, okay, if you go down that route, I'm not following you down that route, I mean, she would come to the table and have that discussion with you.
Yeah.
So For me, it's not pride. It's just
You respecting yourself, just knowing
respecting.
your worth. Like you don't deserve to be treated less. But
Yeah,
then, there's another thing I've come to realize as well. A lot of people think being rude it means they are drawing the line and like they have confidence. But they don't know that's quite the opposite. Whenever I meet anybody who is rude, without anybody doing anything to them, I can tell they are weak. Because there's no need for you to be rude. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people come off like that, like you talk to somebody, next thing the person is so rude to you, and you keep on asking yourself, is there anything you've done to this person for the person to be rude to you? No, it's because the person is trying to form tough. You see what I mean? There's no need to be rude to anybody.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, again, respecting yourself and being rude are two. They are basically even two opposites.
No. The reason why I raised that point is some people they think being rude is showing that they have confidence and they respect. This is what I mean. They feel like they are drawing a boundary, but no, it's quite the opposite. You're actually telling the other person that you are so weak that you are for the only way you think you can actually exert control.
Your emotions can be manipulated by this. I mean, it's even giving someone a chip for them to manipulate you. Because I mean, if you are rude for no reason, then I mean, someone that knows how to manipulate people can actually get you riled up.
Yeah.
Can actually get you riled up for being rude, and if you don't have control of your emotions, you actually get triggered a lot by just being rude. So I mean, it's respect and being rude are two different opposites. I mean, you need to, even though you need to set boundaries for yourself, you need to do it from a place of emotional control, from a place where you are in charge of your emotions. You can do it without being rude. You can do it without cursing, without giving the other person the ammunition to even hurt you.
The satisfaction and ammunition to hurt you,
Exactly.
Okay, now that we've talked about respect and likability, just imagine this is a situation and you've given let's say it's you and I, and you've given me 3 chances to set the record straight, and I keep messing up. And it's gotten to the point where you are now very, very pissed and angry. How do you respond? Do you respond in a very calm manner, or do you actually tell the person off and then get back to normal? Or how do you do it?
No, can you take that again?
Like, let's say it's 2 of us in the picture now. Yeah? We're talking about respect and being likable. Because respect, like we said, is all about boundaries, isn't it? Let's say the boundary, we talked about the boundary, giving people the benefit of doubt. Let's say you're giving the person the benefit of doubt and the person is still doing the same thing. Right? Now you've given this person a chance, or maybe you even want the person, you don't like it, and the person keeps doing it. For example, saying, how would you respond? Because at this point now, you're not reacting anymore, you're responding. Because you've given the person the chance to actually correct it. This is what I mean. Now you are responding. So, do you respond in a very calm manner, or do you actually tell the person off and then return back to normal? How do you respond?
I mean, it depends on what response is. For me, if I've given you 3 chances and you don't come good, I mean, personally, after I've talked to you about it and you still do not come good, personally, I limit interactions with you. I basically keep you at arm's length, because I mean, it has gotten to if you're not coming up with explanations why you did what you did for consecutive occasions. Personally, I keep you at arm's length. I mean, by arm's length, I mean I won't give you won't get the opportunity to even be able to get to me again. You won't. You basically stay on the fringes, and I'll pay you no mind, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to that point where you don't care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pay you no mind. I mean, it's telling the person of what you hope to achieve. I mean, you've tried to be reasonable, you've tried to cut them some slack, you've even talked to them about what they're doing, and they continue. That means the person is actually trying to erode your boundaries of respect. So you keep them aloof. I mean, keep them at arm's length and continue. I mean, I personally don't think it's even necessary to start telling anybody off. I mean, that means even so, if they were doing it intentionally, you're giving them the extra satisfaction that okay, this thing really got to you. Yeah. I mean, personally, I just keep them at arm's length and move forward. I mean, you don't get access to those areas of my life where you have the opportunity to mess up again. Basically, that's what I do.
Okay, so how did you get to this point? Did you used to like shout, set the record straight? How did you get to this point where you don't say anything anymore? You just keep them at arm's length?
Well, I like to see myself as someone that I try to evaluate situations on my own, in my head, before things come out. I've always been the observer and the critical thinker. So at that point, something I do about situations that I find myself in is to simplify it to like the barest minimum and see okay, this thing shouldn't even be getting to you because okay, I mean, probably the person did something and you've even gotten over it, or maybe you wanted the person to do something for you and you've even done the thing yourself. I mean, when I simplify it to okay, I wanted him to help you and he couldn't help you, he doesn't owe you help. Like, okay, why do I even need to start trying to shout it off with him? Or I mean, I'm like, well, he probably doesn't owe me the help anyway, so why am I even getting worried about it? So once I make that's once I break it down into that thought process where I try to simplify it, basically it loses the steam of and once it loses that steam, that's where I say, okay, this is it. Best thing, don't let him get to you again. Keep him at arm's length. Keep him on his own. So I've never really been the person that will come and be shouting at anybody. I mean, I look at you, you've hurt me, I simplify it, I move on. You even know I mean, that doesn't mean that we can't hang out for a beer on.
No. I get that. Yeah,
we can do all of that, but those areas where I know that okay, you've proven to be unreliable or probably not to be trustworthy, and you won't get those opportunities to manifest them anymore with me.
Yeah.
But
have you ever got into the situation where such person is down because the person knows maybe they are at fault, they are not scared to actually come around you because they know they've done something? So I mean, no matter how calm you might not even say anything. No matter how calm you are, the person knows, oh, I've done something wrong, so they're so scared to actually come around you now.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, that I think everybody knows. We are all adults, so everybody knows when they've done something wrong. And I mean, again, once I simplify, I don't get to hold that thing against you.
Yeah.
My everything I do from then on is actually to protect myself. and protect the spaces where you have to harm me,
Yeah.
or where you have to get to me in that way. It doesn't mean, in fact, if you come, we can still be friends. We can still
Hang out.
we can still hang out. We can still do things together. But I won't let you get to that part where you have to do something to me that will hurt me. No, I won't let you get there. Yeah. So I mean, most times they can even feel that something changed between relationship before and relationship now.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
the energy.
Yeah, the energy changes.
You can always feel the energy. Yeah.
You always feel that, and you know that okay, something is amiss. Yeah. And I mean, it's just what it is. I don't know if, I mean, it will take a lot of I don't know, a lot of change, it will change basically a lot for you to let me be free with you in that manner again.
Yeah. Fair. Well, but
that's how those situations.
Yeah. But now you said that, yeah, people who, anyway, you have a point. Like, he try as much as possible to make sure he doesn't get to that point anymore. Well, I'm guessing you are an introvert, yeah? Assuming you are an extrovert, think about this like this. Assuming you're an extrovert and you are so friendly, outgoing, this, that. Because I think a lot of extroverts, they know how to, would I say, group people into different categories and partition their friendship. They laugh with some people they know they don't care about them, which can be hard for the introverts.
Exactly.
With the introvert, you see what I mean? Extroverts, they know they can laugh with a lot of people, but they don't really care. They don't. You see what I mean? So, do you think it's all down to your personality as an introvert that you try as much as possible to that's why once there's this change in energy that the person can feel it because you're an introvert? Because if you just think about it, assuming you're an extrovert, do you think the person would feel that change in energy?
I mean, well, I think I actually believe that it's down to your personality. I mean, I think different people deal with different situations in different ways, and over time you learn what works best for you. And if you are introverted, if you're extroverted, whatever personality you are, you find what works best for you. And yeah, I know, like you said, I know a lot of people who, even though they are not happy with you, they can still laugh with you, they can still do things with you. I mean, that I think that is actually a good skill to have, really. That is actually a good skill to have, because I mean, you never find out. Yeah, people never find out, but they keep the same energy. Yeah, but it's all down to your personality, no doubt.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Don't you think it's down to being personality? Because I think you can still look into extroversion and introversion. Because I think an extrovert finds it easy to laugh with people, just go anywhere and make everybody laugh, compared to an introvert. So even if he or she doesn't like people, it may not come off easily in his behavior towards them. But the introvert, because the introvert is an introvert, once there's a change in energy, there's a way you recoil a little bit.
Recall. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what happens. That is definitely what happens. I mean, the introvert likes to protect their space, their mental space, and they basically try to do things that work best for them. I mean, this is what works best for you. I mean, I have no problems if you pursue it. And like I said, being the extrovert, I think that is a valuable skill to have for an extrovert.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows what's going on with you, where they are with you, whether they've wronged you, whether you are in their good books, and also people keep guessing, really.
For an extrovert.
Yeah, for an extrovert, people keep guessing.
I don't think so because I know if I sit with anybody, I can tell they don't like anybody. No matter how much they hide it. If I just observe you, I can tell. No matter how much they hide it.
I mean, it's clear, but the person that you are doing it with may not really find out. I mean, you
have a point because
yeah,
I've come to understand that a lot of people are not that observant. I figured out.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's like you said, it's about maintaining the same energy you had even before you got on the wrong side of the person, and it's hard to read between the lines. Like, okay, this was the energy before, this is now the new energy, and there is no change. So you keep second guessing.
Yeah. For
you who is an extrovert, you probably would know when the energy changes, because even by mere looking, because you see them in other situations, in relationship with other people, and
they're so excited.
And maybe the relationship with these guys doesn't look right for some reasons. So I mean, for the observant person, of course, you may know, but for the person that is going through that, they may find it hard to decipher, because I mean, it's the same energy before and after.
Yeah, but you have a point, and that's one thing about you can actually link it to the respect thing, because I think because a lot of people are not so observant, they don't even know when somebody is undermining them and putting them down. Sometimes they can't. I don't know how to explain. This is what I mean.
I mean,
like it takes time for them to think about it later to realize, oh, this person actually put me down. This is what I mean. Because they are not so observant, they can't see that this person is actually trying to put them down.
I mean, it's really a life skill, which I've got to know that not everybody
is blessed with it.
Yeah, possess that kind of skill. Everybody. I mean, everybody can be the same. I mean,
fair.
Some people, even with you, you have skills that you don't have as well.
Yeah.
Just based on your personality.
True.
Yeah. The observer, and the person that can really extrapolate from what they observe can see things others can't see. I mean, they can make guesses that are almost correct most of the time. And I think that skill actually protects them from a lot of harmful relationships. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, if you can tell the end from the beginning, if you can tell when something is amiss, if you can tell when there is a change in energy, if you can tell when someone does not respect you anymore, I mean, that is definitely a valuable skill to have.
Yeah. But finally, like you said, I don't think everybody is gonna be the same, but and you can't point it out to people. They have to be the ones to point it out for themselves. I mean, like for example, when you talk to people, maybe like you said, okay, I know I mentioned this book to you, The Law of Human Nature, because I used to hate the fact that I can observe so many things. But after reading that book, I realized it's actually a blessing. Because at the point, I didn't like it because I see things I don't want to see.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a blessing and a curse. Because
honestly, you end up seeing things you do not want to see. It's annoying.
And for most people, for people that are like that, they end things prematurely.
And people will not understand why. Yeah.
Exactly. And people don't understand why you've done that, because I mean, you've seen a lot of things, and you know clearly where this is headed.
Exactly.
And you want to nip it in the bud.
Yeah, you know where it's headed and how it's going to end.
Yeah, and you want to nip it in the bud, but every other person may actually not see your line of thought, not see what you've seen, and I mean,
they will think you're impulsive. To be fair,
I mean, of course they'll think you're impulsive. Is one of those things that will be used to characterize you. Yeah, but I mean, it boils down to knowing yourself.
Yeah.
Being a master of yourself.
Yeah. And reading other people as well.
Yeah. And reading other people, because I mean, you actually would save yourself trouble a lot of times if you follow your gut feeling, if you are an observer.
True.
And that is, I mean, for me, that can be the difference between a lot of things. That can be the difference between you're moving forward. Yeah, but on the other hand, I mean, I think there is a downside to it also, because I mean, you get to see a lot, and sometimes you actually I feel like there's always a room for people to change. Yeah. Maybe, okay, whatever you've observed is for the now, and okay, maybe you know what will happen because of what you've observed for the now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that that doesn't give you room for, okay, what if this person change behavior before that your suspected end?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes I see it a lot when I see, okay, this thing may not be right for this situation. But you see, okay, like you said, sometimes you're not in the best position to tell people, oh, I think you should leave this thing, because the way I'm saying it may end badly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it actually goes on to end well.
Yeah, exactly.
Not because you did not, okay, your predictions are wrong, but your predictions are based on what you are seeing in the now.
Yeah, and those things, they can change any day, anytime.
Yeah, and those things can change any day, and it turns the dynamic to something else. You see what I mean? Yeah. So even though you save yourself a lot, you also, in a way, just deny yourself some
experiences.
Experiences and opportunities. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. So just like we said, it's a blessing and the curse as well. But anyway, that's a different topic altogether. But because of time, this is where we're gonna stop for today. And I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. And this has been very, very insightful and interesting.
Thank you, Arenze, for having me on your show. I mean, we've been putting this up for a while, and hopefully we'll find more interesting topics to talk about in the near future. Definitely.
This one, we should do this more often.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Have a good
one. Take care.